the most poetic of lyricists, but I know what feels right. 'Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Oh, I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. Ghost Stories is probably an album about heartbreak, but it's not saying that something's broken so you should just give up. It's saying something's broken, so let's work out how to fix it and make it better than it was before. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I love that song, and so far when we've played The Sky Full of Stars in the few concerts we've done, there's just such a collective feeling of fuck it, let's just sing. I love that it's come out of this dark place. It was the last song to be written, and I was asking for it for a long time. Because we've got all these other songs going through this journey, and we need this like door opening to the sunrise. You're a sky full of stars, such a heavenly view. It's the most important song we've ever had lyrically, because every time I sing it I'm like, yep, that's how I want to live my life. I mean, there's stuff going on in the world right now which you can't imagine. Why is this happening? It's crazy. I don't know what the answer is, but if you didn't have faith in the universe that somehow something great will emerge at the end, then we'd all give up, and that would be a waste of everyone's time. That would be terrible.
What's the meaning behind the title? Oh, I mean, I see the actual word looks like a full circle.
First of all, thank you for getting the album so well. It feels so good when someone's like, does this mean this? And you're like, yep. That comes from a book by Shel Silverstein called The Missing Piece and the Big O. And it's the idea that nobody is our missing piece. We shouldn't have a missing piece. We're all whole. And he wrote this beautiful cartoon book about that, where at the end, two O's roll off together. I thought that was a nice way of looking at things. Whether you're 15 or whether you're 55 or 80 is like, well, I'm whole. I don't have a missing piece. You just got to find that wholeness within. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What changed for me is I don't want to go through life being scared of it. Being scared of love, being scared of rejection, being scared of failure. Well, I think in life everyone needs to be broken in some way. There's a Japanese art form called kintsukuroi, where they smash a piece of pottery but then put it back together with gold. And I think everyone in their life goes through challenges, whether it's love or money or kids or illness, and certain poets, there's like the poet Rumi, there's this writer called Viktor Frankl. If you read their work, they talk about like you have to really not run away from that stuff. But
someone said to me once, man, they were like, I was going through tough time, I was going through a broken time, and they said to me, I said, I just want to go back to the way things were, and he said, there is no going back.
Yeah,
you can never go back. So you can either stand still and just suffer, or you can plow on through.
Yeah, I think it's just life throws these colourful challenges at you. And this is not to say I've suffered, because suffering is a very different thing.
But in your own way.
No, because people are going through real crazy stuff. This is just to say that everyone in their life is given challenges that you either meet or you don't. And what we decided to do on Ghost Stories was to really be honest about it and say, okay, this is what's been happening, and by the time there's a song called A Sky Full of Stars, that's like, okay, just approach everything with love and see what happens. Don't worry too much.
It's being formed.
I like how this turned into like an advice show.
Well, I'm nearly 76, so get me while you can.
I'm going through a breakup if you have any advice on that. Or...
Let it go. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and something better will come along.
Wow, thank you.
There you go. Beautiful.
Anything from you, Dan? I would say this. First of all, just to wake up every morning is a miracle. Even if you didn't do anything all day, you're still floating around on a rock in space, in the universe. It's amazing. You're already amazing just for being here. Secondly, sometimes the universe has a strange way of teaching you things and taking you on these journeys. And sometimes when you think your dream has been broken, a better one comes along, or something happens that you weren't expecting. And the key thing for me, and maybe for us, is to never give up. Never give up until you take your last breath. Because life can bring some challenging stuff, but it can also bring amazing things. I have faith in that. Sometimes in our life when things have gone wrong or this has happened, being very depressed, everything seems terrible. Looking back, from now it seems like, oh, that was a blessing in fact. So that's what I believe. I don't know if Johnny agrees.
I think so. I think some of the worst things that have happened to us as a band have actually ended up being sort of jumping off points for what we did next or where we went.
There is this the end of this album, Coloratura. It's weird, and I'm deeply sorry about just broadcasting 10 seconds of a song.
No, it's the best way.
I'm sorry, non, c'est faux.
Parce que
c'est vraiment délicat de couper comme ça, de prendre un extrait, surtout quand le morceau dure plus de 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute song.
C'est pas un problème.
Et c'est un opéra. En tout cas, on va parler en français, Chris.
Oui, un petit peu, si tu veux. Mais j'ai oublié la plupart de mes mots.
Non,
oui.
La preuve que non. Coloratura, c'est une voix très soprano, mezzo-soprano que l'on peut obtenir, c'est ça?
Oui, in the real world, yes.
But word. we are in the real
yes.
world.
No, yes, it is. Exactly what you said. Oui, mezzo-soprano, une voix.
Yeah. But in another world, what does it mean for you?
For us, it means a planet where everything is cool.
And
that's very simple. Where there's just no trouble.
Does it mean that you are looking for another planet which is cool or the coolest as possible? Or because you think that we cannot fix this planet right now, there is too much trouble, too much problem with the economics problem, the political problem, the respect, as we told about the women in Afghanistan and all the problem there is on Earth. You think it's too late? We can't change anything?
No, it's never too late, because nature and love and all these forces for good are so strong. And even though the world right now seems terrible, it was probably worse 500 years ago. So we're humans, we're fucked up, we're mean to each other, we do a lot of crazy stuff, but slowly, I think, and we think that things move in the right direction. Just like the ocean tries to get calm, but then it gets all rough again. And so we're made of water, so we have the same, it goes crazy, then it goes calm. But maybe slowly it moves, everybody's upset about Afghanistan. 500 years ago, there were 40 countries doing that, and nobody was upset. So it moves in the right direction, I think. Do you agree? Well, I want to get clarified.
I think so. We're hopeful.
Yeah. So the world is a little messy right now, to say the least. And your shows are so joyful and so euphoric that some fans have actually found it hard to come down back to normal life once the show is over or a couple of shows are over. Do you have any advice for them on how to keep up the bright optimism and the good vibes?
That is a really good question, because we need that infusion of joy as well, and that's why we might keep touring for a while. I think the important thing to remember is that the people that really discovered that news was a business, discovered that bad news is the best business. And so you're always going to hear the bad news, and that's always going to get the most clicks. And so you're getting a disproportionate amount of the shittiness thrown at you every day, everywhere, all the time. And it's only when you go to something like this, or go to a movie, or there's lots of things, or Disneyland, whatever it is, or to the park, or to the forest, that you remember, oh, there's this whole other world of good things happening. Of course, it's so important to know what's going on in the world, but it's important to remember that that's not the only things that are going on in the world. That's how I console myself. Yeah. That there's always a balance, and that's how nature seems to work, as far as I can tell. So not to be too disheartened, because it's never all bad.
Just retreat a little into your own comfort zone and enjoy the things that give you energy instead of drain it.
Well, I think what we try and do is be aware of what's going on that's troubling, see if there's anything we can do to positively help, and then that makes you simultaneously so grateful for the things that are going okay.
Yeah, and there's always great things happening as well, be it like great new music someone's making, or
Premier League starting again.
Exactly, and Tottenham are winning.
Happy days.
Yeah, or then, like people, if you go on, that's why I love TikTok, because that's where you see people's kindness so much, and most people are very kind and caring. And I got told this really cool Tennessee Williams quote yesterday about how it seems like everyone hates each other, but that's actually just because people are a bit afraid of what they don't yet understand, and that's helping me. I feel that the LGBTQ community is really leading humanity, because they are the people that are brave enough to say, actually, this is me. I don't need to wear this uniform or agree with this part. I'm going to be myself. And normally when someone is themselves, they don't wish harm on anybody else. Everybody that I know that is gay or trans, whatever, if they're comfortable in themselves, they only wish good things for everybody else. That's why I feel like there's so much hope in that community, because the more that everyone is free, the less they hate each other, in my experience. So I have so much respect and love for that community. They've helped me so much in my life to understand my own sexuality, my own way of thinking, and how I want to deal with people. It's like, you don't have to conform with something that was invented 300 years ago if that's not what fits you, right? It's okay to wear different clothes and listen to different music and be yourself. It's beautiful. And if everyone could be themselves, I think a lot of problems would go away. So that's what I feel. I really do, actually. This is my message. We're so grateful and so happy to be coming to Kuala Lumpur. It's somewhere that we've loved and respected from a distance for so long. Every time I meet Malaysian people, I feel such a sense of love and warmth. Everybody is welcome to our show. We love all people, all kinds of people, all religions, all leaders, all followers. Nobody is excluded. We really want you to come to our show and feel free to be yourself. and feel free to let everybody else be themselves. Anyone that is not happy that we're coming, we're so sorry, but we love you too. That's my message.
Thank you, Chris Martin.